Hey everyone, Lauren from A Girl and Her Wool here, and Fibonacci is here too. So we are here to talk about our most recent finished object, the Slipstravaganza Shawl, which is the mystery knit along that Stephen West hosted back in the fall. I finally have finished it and now I'm happy to show it to you guys all done. So if you guys tuned into my Saturday live stream, thank you so much first of all for joining. It really does mean a lot to have everyone's support, and it was just so much fun talking. I was on such a high afterwards. It really was a blast, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you haven't checked it out, it is up on my channel here, so go check it out. And I showed this done. The ends weren't all woven in and it wasn't blocked, but I did show it there, so now you guys can see it post blocking. And of course I talked about how it wasn't that big, you know, the depth wasn't so long, it just had a huge wingspan, and I knew when I blocked it it was gonna grow, but I didn't think it was gonna be that big. Guys, it is that big. It grew. And I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. It is damp because we did take some finished objects photos out in the snow. We got some snow again this morning. It's Sunday for me. And with this bright colorful shawl, I knew the snow was going to be the perfect backdrop for it, and so got my husband out of bed, gave him my phone, and we went and took some photos outside. So it is a little damp, but it is still blocked. The points are still there, so we're good to go. So here it is in all of its glory. I won't be able to show it all, of course, but you get the idea. Really pretty. It really came out well. The chevrons, you can see it's huge. The chevrons came out really nice as well. I really don't like doing chevron borders. Pinning them out is a pain, and especially now that I got it wet by putting it out in the snow, I feel like I'm gonna have to reblock it. If I bring it to a show, which I plan to do, it's gonna have to get reblocked, so chevron borders aren't my favorite, but it sure does look nice, doesn't it? So yes, this is the Slipstravaganza Shawl, which is a pattern by Stephen West. I knit this in my hand-dyed yarn, which you can, I'll link to the video below where I planned out this project and we actually dyed it up. So I have a project planning video and then a dye with me video all about this shawl. So the main color, the light one, is Speckled Orchid, which is a light gray base with speckles of bright pink, a dark green, and some dark gray. And so you see that in here, and you should be able to see that it has the speckles on it. The brighter colors definitely make it look more gray, but when you see it in person, you definitely see all the speckles on there. So yes. The first contrast color that I did was Hibiscus Tea, which is the bright pink. So what I did was I basically took Speckled Orchid and I decomposed it into matching tonals. So we have Hibiscus Tea, which is really interesting. Let me show you guys the socks I'm wearing. This is not weird at all. These are socks. This was One Twisted Tree yarn. Look at that. Mine, it's just like a brighter pink version, but they look very similar. Anyway, so you can see Hibiscus Tea in there. It's the bright pink. Contrast color 2 was the green, which was Dragonfly. So you see that was brought in during clue number 2. So you can see the green, you can even see it down in the diamond section. And then contrast color number 3 was London Fog, which is a dark gray, but it has just like a subtle highlight of the pink on there, which instead of making it just kind of like a dark gray neutral, it just kind of tied it into this kit a little bit more. So you kind of see it in there. When you see it next to the hot pink, you really don't see the pink show through. Like it just gets so hidden with the hot pink, but you do see it every once in a while just kind of peek its way in there. You guys won't see it, I'm sure, but you just get a little bit of pink every once in a while. So it just ties it all together. I love how this looks. I love that I did the light as the main color. So if you see an end hanging through any of these holes, there's maybe like 1 or 2. Oh, I just didn't cut some of them, but then there's like one end that I actually still need to weave in that got missed. But anyway, I love that the light gray was the main color. The only other way I would consider doing this is switching Speckled Orchid and London Fog and kind of having the dark color be the main color, but I love that it's the light gray. I love that it just creates a really nice background to the other 3 colors. So I would not change the orders of this at all. I love London Fog and Hibiscus Tea paired together here. I would not want to make either of those colors the green. And so yeah, and I think having in clue number 2 or section number 2, having the green with the Speckled Orchid, it brings out a lot of the gray and the pink of Speckled Orchid. So I think that looks really nice. And then when you even see like the stripe of Hibiscus Tea, then you see a lot of the green pop out. So I think that that worked really well. So overall, this is huge. So I kind of showed it on me during the live stream and it didn't quite go down to my waist. It now goes down well past my waist. So you can't even see it. It goes down about halfway down, not quite to my knees, but almost there. I'm almost 5'2", so I am pretty short. So that is something too, but this will make a fantastic display when we're back at festivals. So I am excited about it. It definitely did its part. This was quite the journey to knit. I guess the only modification I made was to do the short version. So you could have done the short version where you have 1 stripe of each color. The other option was to repeat that and have 6 stripes on the bottom. I'm glad I stuck with the 3 just because I was so ready to be done with this. It took me so long. It was always hanging over my head, and I think I like wasn't knitting as much either because I just didn't want to deal with this, especially at the end with the chevrons. Like, you know, it's not completely just grab and go with the chevrons. My number of stitches were always off, so they're definitely not perfect chevrons. I just went with it and I just did whatever I wanted to. I don't think I ever had the right number of stitches, but I just made it work. So sometimes I didn't do an increase and sometimes I did an extra increase, and that is fine with me. No one will ever know. So overall, going back to like what I talked about before this project, I said it was going to be a really fun adventure. I was going to do things very different than what I normally do, but it wouldn't be wearable. And I think that that's true. It is really fun. I don't think I would have ever picked out this pattern just to knit for fun. I'm a very functional person. I like to knit projects that I'm going to get use out of, which is nice with having a hand-dyed yarn business because the function changes. I don't need to necessarily wear it. I need to make things that are going to highlight my yarn and show off my yarn, and I definitely think that this shawl does that. So it did its job. I will not be living in it, but maybe I will use it as a blanket, but really it'll be a really great thing to show off. We did do my finished, as I mentioned, we did do my finished object photos out in the snow. I woke up and it was snowing and said, for such bright colors, it would just look so great out in the snow, and so we did do that, and I love how the photos came out. So that is my Stephen West Slipstravaganza. I have vlogs kind of throughout the process, so if you are interested in watching kind of my thoughts along the way, you most certainly can see that. But I don't regret making this project. I probably did many a times while working on it, but in the end, I'm so glad that I did it. I love the colors that I picked. They are probably not colors I would normally pick to wear, but they just look so good. It just looks really good. I'm really excited about it. So it was really fun to kind of I wanted a sample in Speckled Orchid. I hadn't had one before, and I thought it was really a cool way to make a kit in terms of taking a color, decomposing it into its parts, and this pattern just like shows that off so well too. It really worked out well to do that for this pattern. So anyway, that is that. You can go check out my Instagram. I know I was posting photos throughout this vlog, but you can go check out Instagram if you want to see some more. And yeah, I'm already working on new projects and excited to show you guys those. So if you worked on this project, I'd love to see it. I know people had mentioned it throughout it, and I was so behind and didn't want to spoil it that I didn't really check people's photos. So make sure you let me know if you made it so I can go back and look. Of course it got spoiled. I wasn't finished by the time he re-released the pattern kind of like as a document. So that kind of was when it got spoiled, was when I had to start looking up the pattern in its entirety. So if you are behind in a mystery knit along, just go ahead and download all of the separate clues if you don't want to do that. I never downloaded clue number 2 until after he put it all together. So that was that. But yeah. And you do get to do a lot of different things. So if you haven't done a pattern of his that involves kind of like these honeycombs, I did do the painting bricks shawl. So I kind of did some similar to it. It's a little bit different, but same general idea. Got to do kind of the big holes in there. And then you do some mosaic, some striping that, again, this is more like the painting bricks part, but you get kind of those diamonds in there. And then more slip stitches, and of course short row triangles, and then the chevron. The short row triangles lead into those chevrons so brilliantly. I love that. That's probably my favorite part of it. So even though I complain about the chevron border and doing it, it does really look nice. It is the perfect ending to this shawl. So that will do it. I mentioned this on Tuesday, but I don't have anything on the agenda for a week from today. So if you have anything you want me to talk about, definitely let me know. If you haven't seen the Die With Me from Tuesday, go check that video out. We did cake number 2, so our second skein off of the cake inspiration. And then on this upcoming Tuesday, I have what's gonna happen this weekend. So this weekend is actually different. So on the 15th of every month, I reveal the previous club's photos. So what's gonna happen is I won't have a video on Tuesday. Instead, it's gonna air on Saturday night, and I'm gonna show you guys the February club. So if you didn't order the February club, go check out Saturday's video. And if you did get it and you wanna hear me talk about it, go check out Saturday's video, or subscribe and don't miss Saturday's video. And then all day Sunday, you'll be able to purchase the club for that day only, the February club colorway and its contrast skein and the mini skein set, only on Sunday the 15th. And then that kind of kicks off the next round of clubs. So after Sunday, February will go into hibernation for at least 3 months. And it may never return. It's kind of up in the air if I ever want to bring it back. But people love this colorway, so I definitely recommend checking it out, or just check out my Instagram that day and then you can shop for it. And if you want, head over to agirlandherwool.com and check out all the clubs I have to offer. I will say, and I will mention this on the video on Saturday as well, I am going to be suspending the rewards program associated with the club. So if you currently have any coupons open, or if I owe you coupons for 3-month or 6-month, or just a 6-month club, if I owe you your second coupon of that, you'll still get that. All current coupons are still valid, but I won't be issuing any additional coupon codes. And the reason for that is that the ongoing clubs earned you reward points for 10% off coupons, but I have an ongoing 10% off code for my shop, A Girl and Her Wool 10. And so it seemed a little silly to kind of do the paperwork in managing coupons that were accumulating for coupons that you can already get in my shop. So I may reinstate it. We'll see. It's just I may reinstate some sort of rewards program, but for now, any kind of ongoing club will not earn points But if you have any questions on your own situation, let me know. And if you're not in the mystery clubs, go check them out. They're really fun, and I hope to see you guys there. So don't forget, the next video will be on Saturday, no Tuesday video. And then if you have a suggestion for Friday, feel free to let me know. So thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm getting so close to 1,000 subscribers, which when I hit that, I will probably be doing something special and fun. So help me get there. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.